Welcome back to Pole Barn Garage, where this time we need to build a honeymoon car for me and Jess. We're getting married in less than a month, and we need to get out to Arizona to pick up a very special wedding present for Jess. And what better way to do that than see the USA in your Chevrolet? That's right, this one right here. So I picked up two 1964 Chevelle Malibus. We're going to build one car out of both of these cars. It's got a little bit of rust, stuff like that. I am not concerned with that because it's a four-door 64 Chevelle Malibu. It's worth about $7.50. This is going to be a labor of love, to say the least. The trunk seems decent. Not bad. The trunk latch ripped off on our way home with it. The wind caught it. Other than that, there's really not a lot going on this car. It's got the steering column, kinda. Somebody cut the dashboard out of it, which is very unfortunate. The roof has been caved in at one time. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how is that car that bad that you don't just fix this one? Well, let me show you. This car is also a 64 Chevelle Malibu. I bought this car sight unseen for, I think, $1,600. And that was actually way too much. See, I knew the floors were bad, but there's actually no floor in the car. Even the tunnel's rusty. I mean, from rocker to rocker, I don't think there's any floor pan in here other than galvanized metal screwed to it. But that's not the reason why I deem this car actually unsafe to drive. Under the hood is a 283 Power Glide. I know it runs. The fuel pump's bad, but I have heard it run. It runs really good. I don't think that's a problem. But here's where your problem is. See how the sway bar is just hanging here? It's not actually attached? Yeah. Here's where the problem is. And it's not so much a matter of the fact that there is rust, it's where the rust is and how little of the car is left. There is no amount of plating or boxing that we could do to this that would ever make me feel safe. That is the idler arm. The entire steering pivots off of that. On this side, it is just as rotten around the steering box. Maybe not quite as bad, but I could poke right through that. It's not good. Could it be scabbed up and butched together? Probably. And the frame is rotten behind the front wheel. This is very common in A-bodies. This wouldn't scare me, but that up there does. And here we can see that there is literally no floor in the car. I mean, that's supposed to be, there's supposed to be another cross member back here, and it's not there. This car is junk. I bought the white car first, and I got really kind of dejected and realized I should quit buying things sight unseen. But then I remembered that in the Junkyard, New Mexico, there was the exact same car. 64 Malibu, four-door post. At the end of the day, you have two options. We could pull this body off, put it on that frame, cut the floors out of this car, put them in this body, or we just take everything off of this car and just bolt them to that car. Something else I thought was kind of interesting. See, this car has its data plate. See, it says KC right there. That car was built at Leeds in Kansas City, Missouri. This one was also built at Leeds in Kansas City, Missouri. And the VIN numbers on these cars are about 20,000 apart. 165,823rd Chevrolet. And then this one is the 140,366th Chevrolet. These cars were sisters. They grew up in the same assembly plant. One went west and one went north. Now they're back here in the middle. Now this is a golden opportunity to do an actual restoration on a car. So we're not going to do any of that, and we're just going to haphazardly throw parts from this car onto that car and call it good. Where I'm going to start today is by pulling the rear end out of here and sticking it in that car. My goal is to get this thing off of the concrete to where it'll roll around, and then put that car on the concrete so it won't roll around. I got that car jacked up. I'm going to get this one jacked up and on jack stands. I want to see what's left under here. See if I can reuse the control arms that are in this car maybe, or something. The more we could reuse, the better. Oh yeah, they're trash. You're not supposed to jack up from that part, by the way. but I think I can get away with it. I got the builder up on jack stands now. Pleased to see that there is a transmission cross member in here. That's nice. Just sitting here, but I'm just trying to get a look at what I've bought here, and the frame is just beautiful. No rust at all. Floor pans, while very, very solid, are a little crunched. You can tell a loader or something has gotten under them and lifted the car by them, but that's fine. A little bit of sledgehammer work, we fixed that. Oh, that's a wasp right there, you son of a bitch. Well, you can tell that this control arm is, well, you know, it's not doing so good. This one's bent, and that one has got a bolt broke off in it, so what we're gonna do is try to salvage the ones out of the other car. Now, I'm not nut and bolting this thing, okay? If it doesn't need new bushings, like really badly, it's not getting them. You know, if it's good enough to just run it, I'm gonna run it. This car here is probably a one-way ticket out west, and then we'll sell it to someone who wants a car to, you know, to drive. We don't have any upper control arms at all, but it doesn't look like the cross member's all mashed up or anything. Everything's here. At least they didn't just chop everything. So I'm gonna pull these control arms out, and then we'll pull the rear end out of the other car and see what we can do. Now these are gonna come out a lot easier than the other car. This will maybe tell us how things are gonna go. There. Yeah, those don't normally just unbolt like that. I got both the control arms pulled out, and then I got to thinking, and a little bit of mission creep happened. This frame is clean enough to eat off of. I mean, it's still got the paint on it in a lot of places. Now, I'm not gonna try too hard here, but it hardly needs any prep work at all, and I have 2 leftover half gallons of black tractor paint. Screw it, while the rear end's out of the car, we can get in there. I'm just gonna get in there and brush paint the underside of this car. It'll preserve it, and it'll look kind of nice too. I'm gonna dump these half gallons together. That gives me just about a full gallon. That's enough to do any kind of detail work you want to do on this. Best thing about tractor paint is that it doesn't really care if you sand or prep or do anything. It's gonna stick, and it is absolutely will kill rust, any rust that does happen to exist, and keep it that way. So we will be preserving this car that's worth about $3 for a long time. Gotta work quick, but also I wouldn't mind it if the old thing got a little bit of the love that it's been lacking for the last 60 years. You know, I have kind of a soft spot, I guess, and I just painted my face. Now that took longer than it should have, but look at that, it's nice. Now I only did the back half. I'll have to do up there, of course, but that's good enough for now. At least everywhere where the gas tank and the rear end will be is covered. I definitely wasn't doing that because I was dreading pulling this rusty heap of shit out of here, but you know, that's what we're gonna do, so let's get on it. Step 1, get the wheels up. Rear end feels alright, actually, at least this side. I'm gonna take all the wins I can get. Pull the drive shaft. Looks like someone's already done it because a couple of those nuts ain't even tight. Probably ought to get these soaking. They don't look too terribly bad, at least. It's not as rusty as I would have thought in the back end of things. Oh, except for that fuel tank strap's missing and the trunk floor's gone. Speaking of which, I've never been in the trunk of this car. Jimmy Hoffa could be in there. Oh yeah, this is gonna suck, isn't it? Maybe I should just buy control arms, or we could actually do things on a budget because, you know, this is real life. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna work with what we got. That one's very much frozen. That's fine. Gonna need a new U-joint now. That sucks, but whatever. At least we can save the straps, maybe. I noticed something absolutely brilliant up here. That 2x4 was on top of the drive shaft. You can see that it was like rubbing right here. Why? That's just bizarre. Why was there a 2x4 in here? Oh my God. What a marvelous piece of engineering this car is. Holy crap. Out comes the drive shaft. And no fluid. Oh, no, some fluid. Good. It's good. Just full disclosure here. When I got the car, I got it running. I drove it off the trailer. It has no brakes or anything, but it did at least go into gear, and I pulled it around back. I filled the bowl of the carburetor and started it and drove it about 100 yards. And that's the extent of my experience with this drive line, but hell, it's a 283 and a glide, man. That's a pretty good combination. Yeah, actually, that U-joint is pretty good still. I'll probably change it anyway, because that's something that's cheap and easy, but it has been replaced. You can always tell GM used plastic injection to hold the caps in on the drive shaft side. So if they've got an outside snap ring, they've already been changed. If they were still held in with plastic injection, I'd probably leave it alone. Still the mystery of the 2x4. Let's see if she's going to give her up easy or going to make me work for it. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to that. When you're trying to break bolts loose that are in bushings, take it on the bolt side. Try to get that thing spinning a little bit first. It'll break it free of the metal sleeve and the bushing, theoretically. All right, it's moving. All right, nuts coming off. All right. Yeah, she's gonna come out of there. Ain't even too bad. We can reuse that. Good deal. And it looks like the bushing's still good too. That's good. We need to save every penny we can. Get the park brake cable out of here. Not that we'll use it, but never know. There. Alright, we got 3 more bolts to get out of here. Hopefully I don't get squished. Try and get the upper off of this side. And the last thing I'll do is the shocks. I figure the shocks will maybe help hold the thing in there. I got a jack under it as well. Pretty stuck. I bought a bigger impact. Let's try it out. Yep. This one's a big boy. Woo-hoo-hoo. Boy, what a difference. This is DeWalt's big dog. And that was a good investment. Look at that sucker. 3 out of 4. She's giving it up pretty good. I think the old girl knows it's the end of the road for her. And she knows that her parts could go on and still live. Alright, only thing left is the shocks. I'll take these out, then scary things might happen. These are original shocks, actually. All right, 1. Okay, should just drop out of there now. Pretty much. Perfect. Now, I've never put one of these in a car with the arms already mounted to the rear end, but hey, maybe that's the better way to do it. We'll find out. JD's under the car, putting some paint on the rest of the floors. I'm going to strip these brake lines off, which are miraculously coming free. I think they're new, or were new, so I'm going to reuse them. And I'm going to strip these off, And I'd like to clean up this rear end, throw a coat of paint on it at least, something, you know, spray bomb it. We'll do the brakes and stuff once it's on the car. It'll be easier that way. If I got a new brake hose we need to put on it anyway. It saves me 4 flares I don't have to make. That makes me happy. Still fluid in them. Oh, I speak too soon. I think it became locking pliers sized. There we go. It's all right with me. Locking plier size is still a size. How's that going? Looking good?
Yeah.
Oh, man, hell yeah. This is going to be the nicest 4-door Malibu on the planet. I wasn't going to paint this rear end, but I feel like we almost have to now. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to paint the top of the rear end because you can't get to that once it's in the car. Then when we put it in the car, we'll paint the rest of it. That looks pretty prepped to me. Give her a rinse off. Try to degrease it somewhat. And then we'll squirt it with paint. And then while we let this dry, we got to keep moving because we have to build an entire car. And while we let this dry, we'll start shoveling out the inside of the car and see what we have to work with in there. 100% refurbished 10-volt rear end. Gonna be, well, half of it will be. The other half has to be done after install, of course, on account of gravity. So bomb this thing black. It's looking pretty good, actually. You could put all new parts in it, but why? It's like here's the thing. I know there's a lot of references to that like motor trend, you know, crew cab Chevelle. No, okay, for one, it's called a 4-door. 2, it's you know, I'm not putting $20,000 into this $500 car. It's just not going to happen. That's not real life. No way, man. We're just gonna make a car that functions and we can drive it across the whole damn country. Just like it did in 1964. It's not that remarkable of an achievement. That's gonna be all right. By the time we get that shoveled out, that should be dry and ready for install. We're gonna have to bounce around quite a bit to get this damn thing done. Full disclosure here, I've got maybe 10 days to do this, which is more than I usually give myself to do a car, but that's still, it's pushing it. 10 days for this is a hell of an ask, but I think we can do it. Extra back seat. Hey. That core support's probably better than the one in the other car.
It's not that bad.
Here's the ashtray. There's stuff in the ashtray. Oh, a bunch of light bulbs. That's perfectly good still. Huh? And this thing reminds me of New Mexico. We get a little taste of New Mexico right here. Eat some of that rat poop. Then you'll feel like you're back home for sure.
No, that'll just make me sick. Or something like that.
Is that what happened?
New Mexico.
Yeah.
When New Mexico gets water.
Gotta fix these dents in the floor. There we go. This one is up too. Yeah, the back floors, they kind of held water, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. There was some rust here too, somewhere.
Oh well.
It's just in that spot though.
It's not much. I bet you know how I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah.
JD's having a hell of a time with that hose. It's like you're vacuuming up, you know, hundreds of pounds of mud.
Yeah, something like that.
Weird. Turns out these floors aren't as good as I had thought. They are a little crispy. Not that bad though. I could tell you how they're gonna get fixed. They're not. We'll just put some sound deadener over it. Done. Except for the hole where somebody has put a floor shifter in here. It was a 3-on-the-tree car originally. So they had put a floor shift in it. Pretty cool. But we're gonna have an automatic, so I need to patch that. And if only I had a whole bunch of sheet metal somewhere around here. Where could I possibly get some sheet metal? There's still a film of muck though, so we're gonna use some super clean and a wire brush and just try to break up this. It's not even just mud, it's like, it is almost greasy. I'll be using my newly acquired patch panel momentarily. You're never gonna guess what I'm about to do. Self-tamper into it, followed by a lot more of them. You know, one added benefit to this is we now have an access panel. Instead of welding it up, let's say I did keep the car and I wanted to put a 4-speed in it.
Yeah.
There's a hole for it right there.
There's already a hole for it.
Well, we tried our best with the inside of this thing. We're going to have to hit it with the pressure washer. It's the only way it's going to get clean. And we would do that. However, I don't have a floor drain. So if we do that, we'll have a lake and we need to put a rear end in the car, which is now dry-ish. So we're going to put the rear end in the car. Then we'll finish out the night by blasting out the inside of it, squeegee out what we can, and it should be dry by the morning. Usually have the arms in the car and then change to the rear end. So I'm not sure how this will go. All right, tell you what, you run the jack up, and I'll try to position it. Okay, hang on. We gotta come my way. A little, go in a little. Somewhere in there. All right, keep going up. Kind of using the springs to tell me where to go. All right, hang on. Push in. Hang on. Theoretically. Oh, these are supposed to, you know, move, but they don't. I mean, we're there. We just gotta get it rotate. We gotta get these arms on top of that cross member.
Okay.
Well, let's just try to get one in, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. It should be close enough for you to get it walked into its hole. There you go. Do we have room to go your way at all? No, not really.
No.
Very close.
Now I'd hit it with a hammer on the top.
There we go. Okay.
Yours closer to starting than...
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, you go get yours.
Okay, I need a screwdriver or something. I think we gotta get yours in the pocket.
Okay.
I am very close, but...
I see the hammer.
Oh, hey, I like that. That helped me. I am close. I can see the hole. I just got to be able to... So the whole thing's got to go in. Ah, there it is.
Oh, I see. There we go.
Okay, one.
All right, now let me get up in here.
You know, I pried up with this screwdriver and used the Phillips to just kind of wedge it, and that worked pretty good.
I can't even see the hole. I can. It's very close, but... Yeah, there we go.
I don't know.
I know it's pivoting, but it is getting closer.
Yeah, I don't want it to fall off, though. I think you just need to pull your whole side of the axle forward. Yeah, there you go. What about if we put the lower one in?
Kind of what I was thinking.
Maybe do that. You can put the lower one in, go for it. Almost. Keep going. Air through.
Yep.
You got it. All right, that's 3 out of 4. Not bad. This one's much closer than it was. There's always, on these damn 4 links, it's always one of them that ends up fighting.
Here, pry on that bottom, and I'll see if I can. Here, do that again real quick. Like, push. There.
All right. Yeah. Okay, now we have a screwdriver jammed into it. That's good. Ah, wet paint. Oh, yeah. This is
All
great.
over. If you need me to push, I can.
Why don't you use the lift?
Yeah, why don't you use it?
We ain't got soft hands. Man, if this falls, I'm gonna have a bad day. And no more kids.
The broken ratchet.
Yeah, me, Mr. Big Deal, using my broken ratchet.
Hey,
I've really sold out, dude. Clearly, everything we do on the channel is so much different than it used to be. This is so much different. Are we doing this wrong? What if we let the rear end down and just jacked up this side?
yeah,
That would probably do it, right?
I'll do that real quick.
Maybe if you just lift this side. Oh yeah, it did. Hang on, stop right there. Now if we give it a shove.
Wonder if I can just.
Yeah, give it a kick. No, whole car's moving. It's fine. It's moving. You wrong fucker. There you go. Keep going. All right, you're through. Let's get this thing bolted in before it has a chance to think about it. All right, well, we got a rear end now. Let's clear the way, and I'll roll the pressure washer out.
Yeah.
Oh, no! Let's just ignore that. There we go. Much better. And this right here is why we held off.
Yeah.
I mean, the smart thing to do would have been to wash the car first. But that's just not the way things go. So
Nope.
work as efficiently as you can. Back at it. Jim's here. Navigable Jim. He's on his way home with a big green ugly van. I can't show it. It's too disgusting.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
It's awesome.
You'll see it in the background probably. Maybe. I'll blur it.
I'm busy holding the car down here. You're going to blur it like those people that try to cover up their license plates on.
No, I'm going to
Marketplace?
blur it like it's a dick.
Oh, yes.
Like it's a big floppy wiener.
There you
That's
go.
what that is. It's a big green wiener.
I haven't seen that much shag carpet since the carpet store in the 70s.
That's a whole lot of rug, if you know what I mean. Anyway, why are we cutting the windshield out of this car? You know, when you're building a shell of a car, you got to start somewhere, right? And where I want to go next is like brakes and steering and stuff like that. Well, I can't do any of those things. Well, I don't know. If you're going to do steering stuff, you probably need a steering wheel. And if you're going to do brake stuff, you probably need a brake pedal. And I don't have any of that. So what does that have to do with pulling a windshield? Well, if we pull the windshield, I think we could pull the dash out. And considering they cut the dash out of that car, I figure I'll cut the dash out of this car, and then we'll just weld it into the new car. But the pedals, the steering column, all of that hangs off the dash, more or less. So if we get the window out, then we can get the dash out, install the dash in the car, and then we really start to make some serious headway. So the good thing about rusty, rotten garbage like this is that usually you just run a knife around the outside of it, and that factory butyl will just let go.
Ooh, yes.
Don't break it. It's not worth putting a windshield. If we break that windshield, we're just gonna go find another car. It's pretty stuck, so what I'm gonna have to do, I put some welding wire through the glass and we'll saw it out. Ow. Okay, I'm going to do this now. You take 2 screwdrivers and wrap them in the welding wire so you don't cut your fingers to bits. Yeah, right in the middle.
Going to honeymoon tour.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it?
I got it. Hell yeah. You guys, the windshield removal tool was under here. I suspect this might be a murder weapon. I'm going to separate the rag joint, shifter linkage. He's going to work on pulling the column out of the car, and then we'll, piece by piece, whittle this thing away. Jim's leaving.
Yes. Way too much cool here for me.
Yeah, well, when you pull up at something like that, it's easy to beat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, God.
Oh, it's coming out. Maybe?
Oh, hang on. Oh, there. Oh, you got to pull the boot.
The boot?
Yeah, the rubber thing.
I did. This?
No. There's another thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It has some like self-tappers in it. They have
I
to come
took
out.
those out.
I think there's one left.
This one?
So we got to rotate this just right to get around. If you pull straight right now, I think it'll go.
Well, the pedal is conveniently right there in the way.
Oh, shifter linkage. Hang on. There you go. There you go. You are home free, I believe.
Speedometer cable.
It's just got to come out another 3 feet. Hell yeah. One steering column. I found the trunk key in the ashtray. Can't open it right now. There's a windshield on it right now, but at least we have that.
So this bracket that the dash used to bolt to, the bolt is gone on this side. As you can see, the dash is
Very loose.
yes. I'm thinking probably Sawzall is the best way to.
Well, hang on.
What the last person did in the other car.
I know, it works great. I've never actually pulled a dash out of one of these, so this is
Yeah, there's a support bracket here in the center, and it's welded to the body of the car and the dash.
Does the dash weld in? There's no way. Unless the dash is part of the car, then.
That makes sense.
Kinda. Well, in that case, we should disconnect everything and we'll just hack it out, I guess. And then we'll just hack it into that one. I mean, all we gotta do is weld it in. Easy. Pedal assembly. We're saving the dome light wiring, okay?
Okay, yeah.
It worked. Well,
It didn't.
yeah, it did work.
When it was new, it worked, yes.
I do have to pull the emergency brake thing here. And then there is a screw holding the fresh air vent, which is, still perfectly functional. We got all our wiring.
Let me unplug that. I want to lose that.
I don't want to lose the dome light. We need that.
Yes.
How am I going to read a map at night
Yeah,
with the door open?
good question.
I think if we take a Sawzall and run it down the gaps on the side, I think we could free it from the A-pillar down here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it, but we're going to take this whole window gutter because this one does not have it.
So in a roundabout way, you just said we're going to use a Sawzall to hack the dash out of the car.
Yeah, you're right. That will be the only tool we need. Gotta save where it attaches to the car. So that's a death wheel job. I can cut that side with this. And what that'll do is it's got 2 tabs on the outside of the dash. And it's not gonna be perfect, but if I slice them with the Sawzall, we could just kind of bend them back out. Probably shoot a screw into it so it pulls it tight, and then we'll weld it up. Shit.
Good?
Yep. Shit. I'm gonna need a lot of those. Everything inside the car is free. So the way we're doing this is kind of bass-backwards. The dash is supposed to go in first, and then this outer cowl piece, you've actually seen me put one of these in a car on the channel. This caps over the dash. So the problem is we need all of this, but we're not gonna do it right. I'm not cutting out a bunch of spot welds, anything like that. It's just, that'd take forever. So what we've got is we got a little gap opened up here. You can fit a Sawzall in, and we'll just slice that piece off, leave it attached to the dash, and then we don't have to do anything with it. We'll just set it right on top of whatever's in the other car. It'll just be that easy, for sure. Look at me wearing gloves. I'm gonna cut right through that vent, aren't I?
Sure are.
That's fine. The other car has one. You didn't see that. Nothing happened. No, nothing happened.
No.
Man, I don't know what that heater duct is made out of, but it's tough. All right, I'm gonna prepare this for install. I'm gonna take these screw heads off that hold the window clips. I'll just clean up this edge a little bit. I'm not gonna take too much off of it. The more we leave here, I think the better off we're gonna be. That's good enough for now. I think what we should do is we'll get that out, clean off anything on the backside that's obvious, and then we're just gonna set it in and just see what it looks like. It's gonna end up being doubled. It's gonna be one piece of sheet metal too thick, no matter what we do. But I just don't think that a 1/16 of an inch is gonna throw it off that much. I know it looks really bad, but it's actually not that bad. If we remove this lip where it's just flat, just sticking out, it's gonna butt right here. And yes, it's rusty and stuff like that. Look, it is what it is. I'm not fixing it. The only thing we care about here is, will it hold a windshield? That's it. Well, now we'll go ahead and drill the spot welds. You know, do a good job of it. Now right there, you grind until you see a low spot. That's spot weld. That's spot weld. And I'll just hit that. It's a hell of a lot easier to do now than, well, actually it wasn't possible to do it in the car. It would be, but you'd have to lay underneath it and do it. I ain't doing that. This is easy. We're halfway there. And look at all the holes we have to plug weld with now. Got my spot weld cutter here. You know who else uses a step bit? Bondo Billy. My hero and icon, Bondo Billy. If you don't like Bondo Billy, fuck you.
I think beat it down with a body hammer after taking these trim screws out.
Take the screws out, beat it down, trim the excess, weld and grind until it looks right-ish. All right, we need to keep this part right here. That's important. This part's gotta go all the way across. Just this lip though. This part needs to stay pretty much. It could be trimmed down, but we can trim it, probably trim it later. Then tack it, trim it, beat it until it looks somewhat right, and glue a window in. Damn, I think that's it, dude.
Tack weld it and kind of work it with the body hammer, work your way down.
That's what we do. It's got these two rods here, and they do the whole, actually, here. If you're going that far, here, we'll just bolt the pedal assembly. We have a brake pedal. It's not quite as hopeless anymore. You know what we should have done? We can still do it, but we have screwed ourselves a little.
How what?
We should have put the heater box in. But it can be done with the dash in the car. As we work along, I'll get my tacks on, and then I'll just keep beating it flat. I mean, you can see what I'm doing. Just stitching in between the gaps. It's not perfect, but once we hit that with the grinder, flush it all out, it'll be okay. It's good, dude. This is as good as it's going to get. It's not beautiful, but it is attached. It ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna take a flap disc and just try to shape this. I might even go as far as fiberglassing it in. Maybe. Why does it smell like Chinese food? Do you smell toast when you have a stroke, or Chinese food's toast? That's not bad.
Not at all.
A little bit more work with the welder and the grinder, and you could make that just look perfect. Or I could go get some short strand fiberglass and we could be done in about 20 minutes. I can't work that if the window's in the car. So this is our only chance to try to smooth that out and make it a little bit better. And the way I'm gonna do that is not by spending the next 3 weeks welding and shaping that. I'm gonna take some Fiberlite. This is a pretty new product from U-Pole, and they claim that it replaces both long strand and short strand fiberglass. This stuff works. It's so lightweight. It works like a body filler, but it's a very, very strong body filler, and it's waterproof. So it's perfect for this application. And it's direct to metal. So you can just stick it right on the metal. It's not going to cause flash rusting or anything like that. But it just mixes up normal. It's not cheap, but I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with my results with it so far. There you go. Like I said, it's very thin. It's not like a heaping pile of fiberglass. It's just, you know, good enough for what it is. And let that cure up. I'll whack it with some 80 grit, and that's done. Well, Jesse talked me into painting the interior of this thing. I mean, we've gone this far, you know, and the only thing we have to do is paint these pillars and the dash. And I found half a can of Pontiac Blue, which is remarkably similar to the color of the interior of that car. It's pretty close. So, what the hell? Let's dollar up a little bit. And then JD's out in the woods pulling body plugs out of another car. You'll notice all the rust on the floors I'm not doing anything about. Not touching it. Don't care. I decided. Well, I did that one. We don't care. We're going to paint the floors, treat the rust, and then throw some dynamite in it, call it good. It's just not that serious of a hole to worry about to me. You'll note how we prepped this perfectly. I wiped it off with a cloth. I'll be selling these mobile maskers right here very soon. As soon as I steal some more. Give me a little spritz here, will ya?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Got to do the ashtray too.
Look at there, brand new. JD's back with a couple of body plugs from a parts car. Heck yeah, we just got to screw them into this. JD got the body plugs. Get those in. A nice heavy coat of Rust-Oleum on the floors. We're going to save the black paint we've got for stuff that shows. But for the floors, we got some beautiful mahogany? Oh, chestnut. Very nice paint. And see, when you paint floors, you just, just dump a little here and, and then would you like some over there?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just, dump a little here, and there we go. It'll be all fixed up. Oh, we need some back here too. There we go. If you watch Project Farm, he tells you and shows and proves that Rust-Oleum oil-based paint like this is almost as good as POR 15.
Yeah.
Not quite as good. It isn't, I mean, POR 15 works better, but for the price difference, this stuff is pretty damn good at preventing and killing rust. Oh no, there's a puddle of chestnut growing on the floor because of this hole in the floor. Firewall, frame horns. There will be no expense spared on this car. Hey guys, JD and I are going to finish this up for today. This will be all we're doing. You might notice in this video there's no advertisement, no integration kind of thing. I try to keep things less corporate if I can around here, but I do got to pay the bills. So if you could check out the pre-order on our PBG Hawaiian shirts. They're our own custom designs. We do pre-orders twice a year because they're very expensive to make. We don't want to keep a whole bunch in stock. So if you put your order in now, you can get one. If you're going on Poverty Tour, we have special Poverty Tour t-shirts right now. They're cheap, I mean, as far as t-shirts go. So if you could pick one up, if you're going on Poverty Tour, if you're not, that is how I fund that event. There's no cost to you to attend it. I pay for everything out of my pocket. If you would like to buy a t-shirt, you can. You do not have to have a t-shirt to attend, but I would appreciate it. Just, grab a t-shirt. That helps my end of things. As long as I break even on it, we can keep doing this, right? Check that out for me, please. No advertisements, no stuff in this video, but pullbarmerch.com. I'd appreciate it. We're back at it today. Got to keep moving on this, and I'm starting out this morning by putting some sound deadener in the floor here. I'm going to do that right now before I get the floors all dusty, and then I'd have to clean them again, because after I do that, I'm going to knock down that fiberglass and get that done, and then we're going to move on to whatever else. I'm kind of thinking wiring for the dash, the fuse box, the dash wiring, get the cluster in it, stuff like that. But first things first, let's get the sound deadener in it. Plus, it'll make it a little easier on my knees if I'm sitting in there working on stuff. I've got a ton of this stuff left over from various projects, so I'm going to burn up my stash here, take it as far as we can. Now, some of this Rust-Oleum paint we put down isn't quite dry. Some might even call it still very wet or moist. I think that'll work in our favor, though, because once it does eventually dry, it's going to just bond like cement, and this will forever be attached to the floor, which is rather advantageous considering we're just kind of using this to fix the perforated floors over there. And not really anywhere else, but it definitely needs a floor pan over there, and it's definitely not going to get one. So, this will reinforce it. It's structural sound deadening. That's what it is. I know. It'd be like, oh, why don't you do it right? You did the dash right. Like, yeah, I did. Wasted a whole day on that. So, I don't have that much time. Not only do I not have that much time, I don't have that much attention span. I'll get bored with it. It's time. We got to move on. We got to do other things. If we want to have any hope of having this thing ready for my honeymoon, we gotta hustle, boys. And there we go. Used up a bunch of random sound deadener I had, but we got all of that done, and I think I've even got enough to do the trunk whenever we decide to go there. Now I'm gonna sand down this fiberglass, get that all smoothed out, and then we'll start pulling the wiring harness out of the other car. While I smooth this out, I'm going to have Jesse pull the wiring out of this car, at least the dash harness, and get that ready so that we can start putting the dash back together in this car. Try to get that completed. Nice.
Entire wiring harness.
See how simple that is? There's
Very
like
simple.
half a dozen light bulbs and a couple of wires, and that's about it. That's how it should be.
Oh, gotta pull the old one out of this
Oh yeah,
fuse box.
there's about half of it left.
You're supposed to have this prepped for me, but
I'm prepping this. I'm just hitting this with some self-etching primer here. And we should have some more Pontiac blue engine paint showing up soon, and I'll hit that, paint that, and this will be ready to put a window in, or as ready as I care about anyway. I think we can put the cluster in, since you got the wiring all ran and sorted.
yeah, I definitely sorted it. I did
It's exactly where it's supposed to be.
just shove it up there.
No, we're going to use the speedo cable that was in this thing, because it's already here. I'm sure that won't squeal. When we get all this plugged in, then we'll get this attached. We've learned that this must be an air conditioning car, because this hole is real big, and it doesn't fit the fresh air vent out of the other car at all. So we're just going to screw it in. Well, that's going to do nothing. Good.
But it's there.
It is. The blue looks pretty good on here, actually. Painted the A-pillars too, because we forgot that. Kind of tempted to throw a windshield in it. Do I need to put a wind? There's no reason not to, is there? No. We're going to use butyl tape, because butyl tape is cheap. As we have recently discovered, you can get 2 big rolls of this stuff for $10 on Amazon, and it works pretty good. Window weld, on the other hand, is like $40 a tube. So screw that. I believe it'll hold just fine. Oops. It's some sticky stuff. The only thing with the butyl tape you got to watch for is your surface needs to be reasonably well prepped. And, you know, we kissed it with a flap disc, so should be fine.
So we lay the bottom first.
Yes. Try to set it on that piece of butyl it's set there. Got to come my way. If you can.
Okay.
There. That's pretty good.
Now I'm off over here a little bit.
Pretty good amount of this window frame isn't there anymore.
I guess so. We can kind of smash it down and then go and fill all this with butyl. Right?
I think it'll work, actually. It's on it. It's just on that inside edge. So I'll take this pick tool and just kind of shove it down in. Oh yeah, that's working really good, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it, but it is. It's sitting on it all.
It is. It's right on the edge. Pry up slightly. We should have done this to begin with. They would have done something similar from the factory. Usually 1 paint stick is about right. This side's good.
I think we're good over here too.
Yeah. Got the HVAC box just kind of crammed in there. Cables hooked up. Can't finish it until we get the outside part. And you can see there is a difference between the non-AC box and the AC box. We'll just have to get creative and patch up some holes. Just finding more things to piddle with. You're trying to get the trunk open over here.
Yep.
It doesn't, just doesn't seem to work real good.
You need to save that lock cylinder, don't you?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't have a key for it. That was the key.
Oh, well, it's about to get destroyed, probably.
Good. There you go.
There.
Holy hell. Look.
Hey. Whoa.
Wait a
I-
That's that stuff the kids huff. JD told me about this. It's that,
Galaxy gas?
yeah, they huff it and get high off it or something. There's a shit ton of it in there. What is in this cooler?
Don't know if I want to know.
Is it Jimmy Hoffa?
Oh, it's
No.
empty.
That's a good cooler. Oh, there's the door panel it's missing. Look at this. This is like the jumbo meth head starter kit right there.
That explains a lot about the rest of this car.
Drugs. You think it blows up if we shoot it?
We should shoot.
It's nitrous oxide. Oh. I'm gonna put rear shocks on the car because it needs them. For shocks, I've got Monroe Spectrums, and you know, I used to be a big fan of these shocks, but I've just looked at the box and they're made in China now. All Monroe shocks were made in the USA. It had to have been up to just a couple of years ago, and now they're Chinese. So I will not be purchasing them anymore. Congratulations, Monroe. You just lost a customer of many, many years. Might as well just throw it right on the other car. Maybe clean off the white paint, some thinner or something. Still got a little juice in me today, so I'm gonna go ahead and start rebuilding the rear brakes. Well, you're trying to get the trim on. You ain't gonna get it on over here, are you?
No.
Better. I mean, the trim will cover that.
Yeah.
Try to get this wrinkle out. I can mud it good enough. I got that brake slammed together. All the hardware is new, and the shoes that were in it looked new. The wheel cylinder wasn't. However, this brake drum is cracked. See that right there? That's cracked big time. I'm gonna order at least 2 new rear ones, and I don't know what the fronts look like. I might see how much they are. Maybe we'll just put all new brake drums on it too. Well, I was hoping to do both the rear brakes, but we hit a pretty good snag. Spin it. That bearing is smoked. I could tell the story of what happened. I had to use a drum puller to pull this drum. Look how completely destroyed this is. I think somebody was doing some pretty epic burnouts with some nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
They destroyed this brake, destroyed the axle bearings, and hopefully not much else. Some people, I swear, are just beyond stupid and should not own vehicles. They should take public transportation. Just take the bus. Better get this rear end dealt with, because it's going to be a massive problem. And it's easier to do it right now with no gas tank in my way or anything. We're going to have to really pray that this rear end isn't just smoked. I will say the pinion bearing felt good. There's no slop up there. This all felt okay. The only thing we're going to have to worry about is whether or not the cross shaft pin has sheared off or broken because of their idiocy. Highly likely. And if that's the case, then we're going to be hunting for another rear end. This is standard GM 10 bolt stuff here. It's a C-clip axle. They're not bolt-in axles, so you got to take the cover off, pull the C-clips, and then the axles come out. Yep, nailed it. Hey, there's grease in it. And not bad looking grease either, actually. I'll take that. Oh, damn it. Actually pretty decent in here. Gear loop's fresh. This end of things looks pretty good. So there's the bolt that holds the cross shaft, and it's all still here, and it looks fine. This shouldn't be very tight, I hope. Nah, good. Don't over-tighten this bolt, ever. Bad idea. You break that off, you're in for a bad time. We remove this bolt. I've got the bolt out. Now I'm going to rotate this back down to where I can get through this hole. You see the hole in the middle here? This is where you can get to the spider gears and stuff. So what I'm going to do is pull the center pin, the cross shaft, just like that. And I'm going to very carefully rotate this back down, but not too far because you don't want to knock the spider gears out of here. Now, if I just shove on the axle, get up in here, pull the C-clip out right there, C-clip. That's all there is to it. Then the axle can come out. They're really pretty easy to do. It's just kind of a pain that you gotta take the whole kit and caboodle apart. And voila, the axles are free. Let's pull that guy out. The axle looks okay. He's all right. Little wear on the end. Then your bearings in here. You pull the seal and the bearing out. Get this on there. And I'm going to try to pull the seal with the bearing. That may or may not actually work. I don't know. We'll see. Yep. Perfect. It's actually not that bad, but I don't know if you can hear that. If I shake it, it's got some slop side to side, and this retaining ring is separated right here. On the other side, it's one piece. So I do think something went wrong here. It felt awfully crunchy. I'll feel better. The bearings are $12 a piece. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a pain in the ass, right? All right, I got my new bearings here, and they are extra chintzy. Probably should have gone for the name brand, but I didn't because I was being cheap. They are a press-in bearing. Now, I have a bearing driver kit, but I don't have one that fits this bearing worth a damn. So this one just barely fits inside of it. And you just drive it in till you can't drive it anymore. That's pretty good right there. That's all there is to it. And you put your seal in the same manner. New axle seal. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna throw this brake together. I was bored. I was actually waiting for these bearings to show up. I pulled the rear bumper off of that car. Because the next thing I'm gonna do is probably start on suspension, chassis stuff. I need the spindles off the white car. Unfortunately, once I do that, I need to make sure the car's in a position that we can pull the motor out of. And maybe I ought to just yank the motor too. I don't want to end up with just a pile of parts laying over here right away. I've got a good amount of room in here, but I don't want to fill it up all the way. But we gotta fill this thing with grease, otherwise Lord knows I'll forget. I bought the bags of grease, gear oil, whatever. I sold out big time, and I apologize. But damn, if it ain't so much easier, it's so much better. I was putting the brake lines on the rear end, and the brass T that goes over the axle stripped. So I gotta go get one of those, and I gotta make one brake line back there. However, it kind of lucked out. The front to rear brake line on the white car is pretty new. It's actually two lines stuck together, but it's a union fitting, so it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and put this in this car. It's the only brake line that this car needs that I can tell. These are all desert, rust-free, should be totally fine, but the front to rear one's been cut in half. So I'll put that in, I guess. There we go. What am I doing over here? I got the rear brakes done. I'm still waiting on brake drums. They won't be here till tomorrow now. I've got to get the back end of this thing ready to drop onto the ground. I have to swivel the front of the car around. So I want to get everything I need out of the back of the car, which I need the trunk latch because it's not in the other car. And I need the deck lid. So once I do that, then I can get it off the stands over here and try to make the most of my room and try to wiggle it over so I can get a cherry picker into it. I'm going to pull this trunk latch out. I'm not quite sure how I want to do that yet. I'm just going to cut it out of the car and then we'll figure it out. Behold, trunk latch. I'm going to clean up the bottom here. Then I'm just going to weld it right over it. It ain't going to make 2 bits of difference. I'm going to put this where I think it needs to be, which is somewhere in there-ish. Very-ish. It's adjustable for a reason, I figure. These cars were never all the same anyway. I think it's somewhere like that. Let me see if I can get a tack on this. Oh, I need to turn the gas on. Okay. I think I need you to stay right about there. Looks right to me. You know, ever since I took Chris Birdsong's School of Master Welding, or Master something, I've gotten a lot better. Highly recommend you check out Chris Birdsong's School of Master something. That should work. It's actually worse than the other deck lid somehow. Probably because it was open forever. The other deck lid's nothing to write home about, but it's better than that one, I think. It's actually fairly nice. And then I can jack up the front of this thing, swivel it over, whatever I gotta do, and take the spindles off of this so I can have spindles so I can do front brakes and try to finish something. But like, you guys are just gonna have to try to keep up. This is the only way this can happen. Not the easiest thing to do by yourself, but not impossible either. I don't ever want to hear people say, well, I would get more done, but it's just me. Okay, cupcake. How far off are we? A mile? Pretty far. What? This whole tail panel is squished that way. I thought I put the latch in the wrong spot, but it at least wasn't that far off. It might be a little off, not that much. You can really see it's... Let me get a hammer. That's actually quite a bit better. The latch is nowhere near it. Alright, I got it closer. I mean, it functions now. This side isn't half bad. This side's... it's just wrong. I wonder, how well did they build this deck lid? Can I bend the deck lid to fit the car? Maybe. Oh yeah, it's chintzy. I am a body man. So you can see we're overhanging here. I think that's because the quarter's pushed in. This side sticking out just a hair. Not bad. Obviously up here. But the gaps overall aren't bad. And it's completely maxed out on all of its adjustments. So if something were to happen and I were to actually body and paint this car, we could do some tricks to finish that out a little better. But at least for now, hell, it's got a trunk. Before I set that thing on the ground, I should cut that quarter skin out. This quarter over here ain't nothing special, but it does exist. And that makes it better than what I got. Oh. I pulled a little hard on it and all the filler broke out. It's not a very good quarter, is it? There. It's more or less the right way to pull a quarter section. Oops. Never mind the filler crack. Or the filler. No, it's fine. Oh yeah, that seems fine. Should be fine. Now if I can just pull the front of the car over and push this into the car that way. Easy. Who could have seen that coming? Yeah. Well, let us leave it. Let us buy a new jack. Problem solved. Let's get the spindles off, maybe. God. These are not going to want to come apart. Delightful. Also, I forgot something about early GMA bodies. This is a manual steering car. That is a power steering car. That means we need the drag link and everything out of this car. The manual steering car has a smaller drag link. The power steering car has a 7/8 inch. Manual has 13/16 of an inch. Hopefully I bought the right parts for it, because we only have one pitman arm to work with, and it's this one on this car. So this pitman arm will only work with the smaller drag link. These tie rods and stuff, there's it's like so rusty. There's no way I'm gonna get I wonder if I could just clean up the spindles on the other one. It would simplify things. Maybe I ought to try first. If I could use these spindles, it would save me a hell of a lot of effort. I'll get some emery cloth here, 400 grit. And you know what? Looks like that might actually clean up just fine. Oh, that would save me a lot of work. If I have to separate ball joints to replace ball joints or anything, I'd damn sure rather do it on this one. I do, that's gonna clean up. I'll show you in a minute here. I gotta tear this brake apart so I can really get to it. I'm pretty happy with how that cleaned up. And these ball joints don't even seem that bad. The rubbers are still good. Brake line came free, no problem. I'm gonna start taking these wheel cylinders out, getting ready to maybe do some front brakes, and then I've got new tie rods and we're gonna need them. It does have one bent tie rod. Chevy wheel cylinders, A-body wheel cylinders are a pain. Can't hardly get to them. If this wasn't a desert car, these would be fighting me tooth and nail. But I'll have JD pull brake drums off of the other car. We can at least get the brakes done. That would be great. How does it look?
Looks all right.
Not cracked?
No, I don't think it's cracked.
I don't think there's much I can do with this.
Yeah, it's all new. All the hardware inside. Maybe it's new brakes too.
That's the passenger side.
Yeah.
Brand new hardware kit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this one's cleaning up really good too. I guess the desert just preserved it. If you left that outside here, shit, it probably wouldn't even exist. Off for another day here. We're gonna get these front brakes thrown together. Teachable moment here. There's always going to be two brake shoes in a drum brake. One of them has more lining than the other. This is the big one, right? We'll call it the big one. And the big brake shoe, the one with more lining, always goes on the rear of the brake. That's your primary brake shoe. It does the load of the work. I've seen them put in backwards. Even when I was younger, I put them in backwards. I don't really know if anything negative happened. They still worked, but I think you get a lot more brake life if you do it correctly. And obviously there is a reason they tell you to do it this way, right? On your brake springs, you guys will notice that I'm throwing this together without really knowing, I don't have anything to go off of. JD tore all the other ones apart. These are torn apart. If it's flat on the bottom, on your hold down spring, it's supposed to have a cup with it. If it has a little point on the spring, it does not need a cup. Another thing to note is these things get wallered out big time. I might see if I got a better one. And I don't always use all the brake hardware that comes in hardware kits. So I've got a little bit of a stash of stuff here. And yep, there we go. There is a brand new cup for this. I'm gonna get these tossed together using my locking pliers because brake tools suck. And there we go. Now you can see behind me there that I got new brake drums on the back. I also ordered them for the front just in case I needed them. And the old ones don't look that bad, but they were $48 a piece or something like that. Like, what the hell? I might as well use them if I can. What I have to do is knock the hub out of the old drum, and then I can put this on. They're not press fit, or they're not supposed to be, but a lot of times they have become press fit over the years. I'll take a punch and hit these holes. There's holes in the drum that go to the hub. Give those a whack or two. Oh, yeah. Now, the really good thing is that I could set bearing preload very easily because now I don't have a brake dragging in the way. So we're going to go ahead and put the hub on, then we'll put the drum on. Better get a coat of paint on these brand new drums using a dark bronze hammered Rust-Oleum. I'm just going to pack the bearings that came out of the other car because they seem fine. These were not packed very well. They had either been replaced and not packed well, or haven't been serviced in a very, very long time. Need to persuade these over that spindle. There we go. Look, it's a miracle. Now, hopefully the outer bearing fits well. Kinda. Little crunchy, it's okay. It'll clear itself up. Now we can set our bearing preload without a drum getting in the way, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna go just a little looser than that. So just a dab inside of the cap here. It doesn't really do anything. This is more of a water prevention thing than, you know, pack that full so the grease gets into the bearing. That's never going to happen. But if you put a little grease inside there, there won't be water in it because the grease is hydrophobic, right? And one new brake drum. There. Had to get over the lug studs. All right, well, there's a couple of brake drums. And you know what? Before we do anything else, why don't we wrap that up with a master cylinder? I'm going to bench bleed this guy and get it installed. And then we will be ready to bleed brakes as soon as I get someone out here to give me a hand with it. They even got new nuts for this, huh? Basically nut and bolt restoration at this point. If I can get away with doing this car and not making a single brake line, I will be very happy. It's time to move on to the steering linkage. We're going to need, well, not everything out of this car, but a chunk of it. Pretty sure this guy here is the nut side of it is behind the steering box. And the way it's secured is with a sheet metal clip, which means this is never going to work. We'll try. No, not at all. I'll be cutting that one off. This one in the front actually might come off. I'm going to take out the two steering box bolts I can get to. The thing is, I don't actually need the steering boxes. I do have a new one. I might need to go get some new bolts too. Those are thin. Try for this front bolt. Oh, no room for my impacts. Of course not. Fine. Now those cam washers on it, these are for adjusting the bumper. So when you have it in there, the little stop sign shape rotates and pushes the bumper up or down. Got the other side off, broke one off, and the other one came out. So we only got to cut one. Got it. Now there's one good bolt in that steering box. Alright, so that's loose now. And now we got to get the tie rods off. I'm just going to get it all out of the car, and then I'll separate the tie rods. I need the drag link. That's the one thing we really need here. Yeehaw! Pull all this out as a unit. There we go. And I am going to remove the pitman arm off of this steering box because I need that. And I need the drag link. I don't need any of the rest of this. There we go. Alright, I've got a pitman arm puller here, which is, yeah, that's the right one. There we are. Hopefully it comes off. Cool. Now, I'll make sure this drag link doesn't feel that bad, and it doesn't. It's probably good and usable at least. So this drag link is not made anymore. This is the smaller one for manual steering cars. I gotta go get bolts for the steering box though, so we'll hop off and go do that. They had every size of bolt except for the one I need. So they're either 1/2 inch too long or 1/2 inch too short. I'm gonna use the one good bolt that came out of the car to hold it in place. There we are. Something like that. Alright, now I can get the pitman arm on. This is pretty much centered. Thankfully it's a new one, so it's got a mark on it, tells you. And there's 4 positions a pitman arm can go on. You just got to pick the one that makes sense. It's either going to point back to the sides or front, depending on the application. Pretty much always point towards the back or the front. Pretty sure that's on there. Okay. Seat it a little bit with a hammer, and start the nut, then we'll hammer it with the impact. That would appear to be on there. Now on the idler arm, I got both of them just to show you. See the size of that hole right there? That's the small one. That's for the manual steering. Power steering car and later model cars have a big one. It's because the center link is actually larger. If you try to put this on, you know, hot dog down a hallway, don't work. Should do it. Fishing the bolts through the frame for the idler arm is always kind of a trick. Yep. Use a short wall socket, feed it through. Try to get the nut started. This sucks a lot less without anything attached to the car. I'll take my wins where I can get them. All right, well, we've got an idler arm and a pitman arm. Now we need tie rods. I got my new tie rods here. I'll show you how to get these close. Not perfect, but close enough. All you're gonna need is a tape measure and the old tie rod. We will measure center to center of the old tie rod. The grease zerk is typically in the middle of the tie rod. That is 18 inches on the nose. So what we need to do is make this 18 inches on the nose. That means I just got to shorten it a bit. And if you match what it was before, you're going to be pretty close. The only variable we have here is that one of these tie rods is actually slightly bent, but it ain't bent that bad. Maybe 2 more threads. And I've put a mark on which one is the outer and which one is the inner. They are different. It should be something like that. They look to be pretty much the same. We could fine tune later if need be. That's one pretty close. Now we just got to measure the other one, get that done, and the front end minus the rag joint that I'm waiting on will be done. Oh yeah, I never explained that, did I? This car has 3 rag joints available. I have 2 of them. Neither one of them fit this steering box, so I had to get one special ordered. But Jesse's here. He's starting to rip the front sheet metal off of the parts car here.
Gonna get it off real quick with this.
Yes.
We can just weld it back together when it's on the car.
Exactly. We set it on, tack it, done. Oh no. Yeah, we'll flush it. Yeah. So I'm going to throw some grease in all the joints and then find something else to do. These old ball joints are taking grease pretty well. I think they're going to be just fine. I've got some new sway bar links and shocks put in the front of this. Then we can call the suspension damn near done. The front clip pretty loose. Just core support bolts left.
Yeah, 2 bolts away. 2 very rusty bolts away.
2 rusty carriage bolts away.
Yes, yes. Yes.
What?
That was... should not have happened.
No kidding. Can you get lucky twice? That one came off too? Cool.
We'll buy a lottery ticket today.
No kidding. I just got the correct rag joint, so I'm going to throw that on. I hope it's right anyway. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
The heater box thing.
Well, yeah, it's got to get over that. All right, I'm pretty excited about this. When she's really gonna start feeling like a real car. This thing married up. Should have painted the shaft, shouldn't I? But I didn't. That's okay. There'll be plenty of time for touch-ups later. The other thing I can promise you is that the steering wheel ain't gonna be straight, but I don't care right now. Fix that stuff later. Most important thing now, I'm starting to feel the crunch a little bit. You know, wedding is in 3 weeks, and this car is very much not, it's not much of a car. Okay, well, steering, suspension is done. Let's bleed brakes, actually. Let's do that, make sure the brake lines don't explode. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Well, I might have to put a bigger spring on that. There. I get the pedal. All right. That felt good. I've never had to do this before. All right.
They're bleeding nicely. Let me just check the fluid because it's probably already out.
Hey, the pedal works now, kind of.
I think we're good on that one.
Okay.
All right, pump it.
Okay. That was a lot. It's already got good brakes.
Call that good on this one. All right. Now I do see a problem. This front crossover line is smashed. See?
Oh, but it is working. Well, I didn't notice that was that smashed. I'm not changing it.
You're not?
No. Think about it. All right, let's use science. It's a circle. Okay? You can smash a circle. As long as you don't totally close it off, it still has the same surface area. No matter what.
Yeah, and that one's definitely not restricted in any way.
No, that's not how science works. Trust me. I play one on TV.
Some heads are going to explode over that.
I'll have to show them, I guess.
Well, I know what you're saying, but I don't know if it's necessarily a volume thing. It's more of a restriction.
It's just barely nicked. I mean, come on. It's not that bad. Is it still rotating? Yes. It's.
All right.
I'm running it.
Yeah. No.
I haven't had to make a single brake line.
No, I would run it too, but you know, I'm just saying.
That is what brakes are supposed to feel like. Manual brake car, that pedal's supposed to be pretty freaking hard. And it is. That's cool. That's one entire system done. Steering is done, except for I'll probably have to play with the toe adjustment. How much time do we got? We got time to pull the motor out of that thing? We'll think about it. So the cool thing is that none of these holes will line up except for the heater box holes. So I guess we're going to need to stick that through the firewall, bolt it to this, and then we'll use self-tappers to secure the rest of this, and then we'll go find a bunch of license plates. All right, I got one nut started on it.
All right, I'll let go.
Finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. I know, you've all been thinking, when is Dalton going to quit giving a shit? That moment is now. Yes.
That thing is awesome.
I love the nibbler. Oh, I know.
Paint it black, you won't even be able to tell.
No, not a bit. Right now, there's some perfectionist. His head is exploding. He's going, you put the dash in, right? You put the trunk latch in, you drilled all the spot welds and put it in. I did. Then I got bored, and it's time to actually do something instead of, well, everything's got to be perfect. Nope, that Dalton's gone. He checked out. He's out to lunch. That missed.
Oh,
There.
wow. That's
pro. It's pro. You know, I understand. You're in awe.
That is how General Motors would have done it.
If they would have had 2003 Kansas license plates, but they didn't. It was only 1964. That's... Oh. You raised a good point. Why aren't we using the sheet metal out of the other car? Now, the thing is, license plates don't rust. So, these are permanent. What if we go through a flood? Water gets up to here, it could rot away.
You could.
And it's gone. Beautiful. Have patch one more hole up, and then we'll find something else to do. There we go. See, that's how you seal that up. No bugs or birds or nothing are going to get through that. Not a chance. That is done. See, it would have taken us, what, a couple hours probably. Now, it's done. It is dealt with. It took 5 minutes. Hell yeah.
Yeah, didn't want anybody to think that we're half-assing any of this.
No. I think the next thing is pluck this motor and trans. Well, I'm going to hack the exhaust off. I'm too scared to touch it at the manifold because it'll break. And as it is, it's still actually in pretty good shape. So if I hack it off with enough room that I could stick a lead pipe on it, that would be pretty cool.
All right, your carburetor is off.
Excellent. We can put a lift plate on it. There goes the exhaust.
You've not got that out yet.
No. God, I don't like working on this car. I'm so glad we're not.
Yeah, this car is just kind of nasty.
It's terrible. Nope, all right, that's it. I'm cutting them. I don't care. It ain't worth it.
Thought the custom floor was going to get in the way there for a minute.
That's out. Hell, we're ready to hook a cherry picker to it, ain't we? We're gonna pull that motor, but on this car, I think I need to cut this bracket out here. This is for the clutch linkage because this was a stick shift car. And I'm gonna have to be careful to not cut the brake line that's right next to it. Maybe I could just cut this pole off of it. That'll probably work. That bracket was probably worth money.
Oh.
Oh well. Well. Oh. Well, we put new motor mounts on the engine, and as you can see, it's basically ready for install. There we go. This starter is good. That's a good one. There, fixed.
Cross member under it. Then we're home free.
Let me get the cross member in. Pretty close.
There it is. Nice, dude. It's in.
He's got a motor. Well, I took a little while off there just to hang out with the family. But now I'm right back to it because it's what we do. I'm going to go ahead and get the cross member bolted in. Shimmy that a little. I'll probably start working on, I don't know, maybe the drive shaft. That way we can just kind of call underneath the car done. That would be cool. I was going to work on drive shaft, but I got distracted. Check this out. We got a shifter. Works right. Locks itself in park for the most part. That's pretty awesome. Let me go find that drive shaft, whatever I did with it. Went digging through my stash. I'm pretty sure I only have one 1310 U-joint laying around. But I think that'll be all right because this front U-joint actually feels fine. I don't think there's no slop in that really. And it's greasable. So if I clean this Zerk off, we pump some fresh grease into that thing and probably be fine. That's how we'll take care of that one. And as for the rear one, since I lost the caps, we're gonna have to do something about it. So we'll just press in a new U-joint in the back of it. Call it good enough. Oh yeah, that's rusty. That help? No. There. That'll do her. All right, now get out of there. There. Easy enough. And encouraging for that other U-joint. This one actually looks really nice. Now you can see that the rollers are almost brand new. They probably don't have very many miles on them. If I wouldn't have lost the caps, I'd just run it. One little trick you can do if your U-joint is kind of tight, assuming you didn't screw something up, take a hammer and you can relieve the joint by striking outwards on the yoke. Just a couple hits for each one. And what that does, takes the pressure off of the U-joint. You can see this one moves nice and free now. It was kind of stiff. I'm going to shoot a little grease in both of these and get this stabbed down. Oh, we got 1,000 mechanical things to do yet, but what the hell? I think I can end tonight by trying to get the back window in this thing. We'll clean this up and get a coat of self-etching primer on it. What rust hole? There's no rust hole there. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's no rust hole at all. It's gone. I got the window out of the other car. Nothing dramatic. Pretty much just fell out. I'm gonna do this one a little different though. I think you're supposed to put the butyl on the glass first. I'll get that wrapped around there, and we'll try to shove it in. This will probably be unnecessarily difficult by myself, but what the hell, I'll give it a shot. It's pretty close. Pretty happy with that. It's not perfect. This corner was quite rotten. I've got it shimmed up right now with these paint sticks. That should leave me enough room for the trim whenever we put that on. Dad's here is gonna help me hang that quarter. Well, hang. He gets that in place, we'll weld it on or whatever. We gotta have a trunk.
Even we wouldn't do this.
I found this wiper motor on one of my shelves and it looks brand new. I'm sure there's no reason I never installed this, or looks like I tried to, and I just probably took it off for no reason at all, I'm sure. Meanwhile, I've been sticking a wiper motor on this. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it's on there. Was about to put the carb on, I noticed. Look at that. It's the wrong base plate gasket. That's a heck of a vacuum leak this thing had. No, Dad got that quarter hung. Carburetor's on. I'm getting ready to put a new fuel pump on it, because I knew the fuel pump was bad. I figured we'll give this thing a tune-up, and I have a new water pump, which it seems like it might need a little bit of slop to it. Not bad though. Oil change, you know, let's get that buttoned up. Probably put a fuel tank in today. Probably ought to at least run a garden hose through this thing. See if we can get it flushed out clean. It's got 7 pretty new looking spark plugs in it, but this back one hasn't ever been replaced. It's still a green AC Delco plug. Must have been too hard to get to. Come on. Get on a low side of the cam here. You know, it's actually got compression. Not great, but not bad. I got a new water pump for it. We're gonna pull the thermostat housing. Let's get this thing flushed out, maybe. Oh my God. Huh. You know, maybe that alternator's good. It is a heavy duty unit. Probably not original to that car, I would imagine. Holy crap, I'm gonna need impact for that. We will get rid of the externally regulated alternator. And we're gonna put a one-wire unit on it, so I don't really care about this. But it does need to come off. Seems a little excessive. There. Maybe we got lucky and that thermostat just protected the engine. Oh my God. What in the hell did they do to this thing? Let's make a damn mess, I guess. Not happy about this, but I think it's what we got to do. Oh, look at the forbidden sweet tea coming out of this thing. Oh my God. Or maybe heavily dehydrated urine. I'm not sure. It's pretty gross either way you cut it. That's not what that's supposed to look like. Yeah, I think we're doing a lot of good here. Oh, shit. Thing actually cleaned up pretty good. It was coming out clear, so I'm calling that good enough. Let's get a water pump on here. I think both lower bolt holes on a Chevy, or at least this one, goes into a water jacket. So look out for that. I usually just put a little RTV on every one of the bolts. I should have painted that, but I'm in a rush. I don't know. I'm getting in a rush. I'm sorry. Paint it later. I got to go get a new thermostat too. Oh, that stud's supposed to go over here. Gosh dang it. All right, hang on. This is where the negative cable goes for the battery. There we go. Now I've got a very fine alternator here for this. Fast response, low noise operating. 100% strictly tested. Car alternator. Car alternator. Yes. Only the finest. Now, my normal go-to would be a made in USA PowerMaster alternator. However, I was being a cheap ass. And so I bought this for $60. It's allegedly a self-exciting one-wire alternator. It does actually feel pretty good. Okay, this may not be a self-exciting alternator. I don't know why it would still have the terminals on the side, so that's okay. We can work around it. We'll just have to find out the old-fashioned way. You know, bolt it on and pray. Oh yeah, I mean it doesn't fit. That's that's perfect. That's great. There we go. Just it's a little snug. It's fine. I found this belt and a spare in my belt stash because I don't throw anything away. I figure 2 used belts is as good as 1 new one. There's some heater hoses on this thing, including a shutoff valve that one of you all sent me. You have to forgive me, it's been a little while and I forget exactly who, but sent me 2 of these gate valves here that we could use to shut the heater cores on and off of cars. Now I'm gonna put it to use here. I gotta go get tune-up stuff for the engine, plugs, wires, cap, rotor, all that stuff. Might as well do it. So since I gotta go to town, there's something I wanna do that'll take a minute or 2 to set up. See this roof brace here is bent. I bought some window weld from Amazon. That's cheap actually. It's like 13 bucks for that. So we'll see how well that works. But I've done this before. Use the window weld to secure that back to the roof, and that should stiffen up this roof and make it not so loud. We don't have to push that hard, just a little. Try to bend it back into shape. There we go. That's significantly better. And we're going to fill this gap with urethane. We're not going to push it tight up against the roof. We want it to give a little, but it will add significant structure to it if we do it right. Theoretically, this car might have a headliner someday, so if it doesn't look perfect, it's not really going to matter, is it? There it is. That is the ticket right there. We let that set up, and that's never going to move again. All right, I got my tune-up stuff and a thermostat. So I'm going to put a new thermostat in there. And then we're going to do an oil change, an extreme oil change, especially extreme this time, because these older 283s use a cartridge-style oil filter, which means I'm going to make a mess. Could do a spin-on adapter, but those work just fine. So here's your drain plug and your canister. This is the way things were for, well, a really long time. Oh my God. Okay, I'll get the impact for that. Let me see if I can get the oil filter housing off. Oh yeah. At least it ain't tight. Cartridge style works just fine. But my God, did they make a mess. That hasn't been off there in a long time either. Holy cow. This oil is like water. It's not water, but it's super thin. There we go. Yeah, that's old. Will an impact actually remove this? There we go. That's excessive and extreme. All right, I cleaned the can out a bit. This one has the seals built into the filter, so we don't need to do anything special. Typically, they're going to come with several O-rings that you have to reinstall. Allegedly, this one does it for you. And then it does come with one O-ring that you have to put up in the block. It should just kind of hang out there while we put our new unit on here. That should be good. Now, put our Drain plug back in, and we can fill her up. No, I don't pre-fill oil filters. They fill within like the first 2 seconds of an engine running. It's not going to hurt a damn thing unless it's been sitting or it's a brand new engine, in which case, well, yeah, pre-fill your oil filter. Filling up an old small block's easy. Gives you that big tube right in front. It's like an Oldsmobile. Valvoline VR1, you know, it's got zinc. It's good for old engines. 2050 because it might be a little tired. I have heard it run, and it sounded fine, and it moved. Next up, I'm going to do plugs, wires, cap, rotor. Just the usual stuff. And so this is an auto light, and the one right next to it is an AC Delco. And very oil fouled. It might be a little bit of a burner. Jess is out here. She's going to put in the new carpet kit for the car. I wish I'd have got aqua, but I got black.
That'll still look good.
Yeah, it'll be okay, but I didn't realize the interior was going to maybe shape up to be something decent. Yeah. This one was pre-loose. And it is not only an AC, it's a different number than the AC plugs in that side. Jess has got half of the carpet in. Getting seatbelt holes done.
So you trusted me with the torch.
Well, the hot screwdriver method is the best way to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it burns the edges of the carpet so it doesn't fray. I'm going to complete the tune-up with the cap, rotor, wires. I think we can call the little small block probably good. I might take a peek at these points real quick. They got plenty of life left. Actually, it's very clean in here. Almost looks like a replacement distributor or something. I think I got the wrong wires. I'm pretty sure small block Chevy plug wires don't need to be 5 feet long. Look at that. O'Reilly Auto Parts. The right parts, never. I have, courtesy of Mr. Vita with Fomoco Power's Garage, 4 Kmart import car plug wire sets. And they are point style. So I'm wondering if I can't find 8 of these wires that might work. And they are brand new and they are Kmart quality. Let's see, there's really nothing wrong with these plug wires that are on it. But they look kind of shitty, so maybe we can, you know, church it up a little under here. Oh yeah, there we go. Say what you will, but I'm probably the only son of a bitch running around with brand new Kmart spark plug wires on my 283 and a 1964 Chevelle. The only one. I dug through my seatbelt stash and found a completely mismatched random set of seatbelts that we will install. Except for that's not actually threading into anything, but you get the gist. I'll figure it out. We're gonna keep piddling along here. I'll just catch you up in the morning. Hey, the gas pedal. Check it out. Pretty awesome. That's about as pro as it gets right there. Marginally better than nothing. That's what we're going for. This car is marginally better than no car. Marginally. Dad's out here. He's gluing the quarter panel on with JB Weld. That'll work fine. We've done that a lot. This over here, I have successfully welded one nut onto one of these and got it broke free. Got it. There. The first time this car has had a door in probably 30 years. Somewhere in there, should be about right. All right, that's pretty good. We'll get the other front on. You got to get the fronts on first, and then you get the backs on. Never take this door off ever again. It works. I think the striker needs adjusted a little bit, but all in all, it's not bad. All right, I got a new gas tank from O'Reilly of all the places. It's $130 for a brand new gas tank for this. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, there we go. I think this rear frame brace is a little tweaked, but we can fix that. Perfect. There. All right.
Run it down tight, it'll be fine. So run it down and it'll be fine.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get the other strap in, but new fuel tank. It saves me a lot of hassle. Definitely gonna have to take a pair of channel locks to this brace back here, though.
Inner tender on the controller.
I'll make it a brake line. These guys will, just get this all perfect, okay?
Oh, it's
I want paint stick gaps.
very close. There will be a minimum of paint stick gaps.
Yeah.
In some places.
And less than that in others.
Yeah, let's shim that because that bolt sounds like it's going to snap. The threads aren't great.
I'm glad that all the body bolts are torqued to 800 foot-pounds.
Well, yeah.
That's
Wow.
it's not perfect, but it's not bad either. It's actually pretty good. It
looks like a car.
Holy hell, it is a car. We need to take this back to the junkyard so we can laugh at all the other cars there.
You should drive it all the way to New Mexico and then put it back in the junkyard and took it out of it.
Leave it there. Well, all the sheet metal's on, attached, aligned. We're a radiator away from firing this thing up. I put some gas in it and some motor purr. What I'm doing now is pulling these Chevy Rallies I got are on the Rusty Goat back here. I figure they'd be better off on this. So Rusty Goat's really just a parts car at this point. So I'm gonna take all the Chevy Rallies off of it and put something on there, and then we'll get some new tires mounted up on them, put them on this. Should look pretty sharp. I think I found a color for the wheels here. I got several cans of this gray engine paint, which is, well, frankly, awful. I have it and it's free, so that makes it the right color. And I hope they fit, man. Look at these. These are pretty deep dish. Probably 8s. They're Corvette Rallies for the back. I don't know, man. That may not work. But we're going to have to try it. I know it won't work with these tires, but it might work with the 215/70 I've got for them. I don't even think I mentioned it, though. I don't know. You might have noticed that. I don't know. My dad just casually knocked out, half of the body work on the car in the background in like 2 hours, I mean, I hammered and dollied this quarter a little bit off camera, stuff like that, but it's close. It's damn close. I mean, look at that. Come on now. But hell, he's only going to be 68 this year. I mean, yeah, he's a spring chicken, practically. Just knocks that out, just barely even trying. Yeah, I figure if we can get this thing to where it'll pull outside tomorrow, maybe me and him will just paint the damn thing. I don't know if it'll be in this video, but I think between the two of us, we could get this thing knocked out, done, and looking like $1 million in no time flat. I don't like this. Please do not misunderstand my use of this for I chose this, but what the hell else am I going to use gray engine paint for? Nothing. Well, the wheels are all painted. I still don't like the color, but I don't know, you guys let me know what you think. Might look okay on a robin egg blue car. I'm gonna fill this cooling system with coolant. It's Amazon cheapo radiator. Fit fairly well. Had to use a couple of lug nuts to space it out, but it'll work. The thing I'm missing is a transmission cooler. I'll have to get one of those tomorrow. It's too late now. I'm so burned out. I'm tired, guys. But we're gonna keep pushing, because that's what you do. I'm gonna fill this up, and I wanna at least make sure it cranks, and I might even see if it makes a little bit of noise. Got a battery in here. I'm gonna fill the bowl with brake clean and see if it'll fire off of that. I don't have any gas readily available. We don't have a transmission cooler on it, so I don't want to go too crazy here, regurgitating all the tranny fluid all over the floor. But I would love to hear it make some noise. Okay. Please crank. No. I got nothing. We're having some issues, some growing pains, as it were. But we got them figured out. It wouldn't crank. I got it to crank, though. Not with the key. So something's up with that. We're going to have to figure that out. But if I take... Oh, yep. If I take this hot wire and I jump it right to the start solenoid, oh, the key's off.
Yeah, let's try to figure it.
So the key works and it sends power.
Why would you get power on crank only?
Resistor bypass circuit of the solenoid. When the solenoid pulls in, it sends full 12 volts to the coil to bypass the resistor wire for the points. So easier starting. Now, with the key on,
better shut it off. It's running. That's good. God, it runs good.
Yeah, that sounds healthy.
I don't have any transmission lines on it though.
Oh, well,
Oh yeah, it pumped all kinds of training fluid.
So it wasn't in neutral?
No, this is a GM. This is not Chrysler World. It pumps all the time.
Oh, well.
Boy, that son of a bitch runs really
It's really good. It is a shame, though. You did just destroy that engine by starting on brake clean.
No, it's ruined.
It's beyond rebuild. I mean,
Yeah, you could tell that it just died. It doesn't smoke. Freaking runs like a sewing machine, smooth as silk.
yeah.
It's done.
No, that kills them all. I mean,
Yeah.
instantly. Yes.
So there's weird stuff going on, like I don't know, all the wires going to the starter. Well, they're not warm anymore. They were warm. I just don't know why the key doesn't have power. We have no lights. That is somewhat concerning.
I mean, you are like a couple of rogue wires away from this being completely functioning. So
No. She'll work.
I don't think you got anything to complain about.
That thing pumped fuel quick.
I know. That's a new pump too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You put that on there, right?
Yeah. Brand
A
new.
mechanical pump that works. I'll be damned.
Who knew? I'm out here playing around this morning and I figured out the crank issue. The neutral safety switch wasn't plugged in and, well, it doesn't go to anything anyway, so I just bypassed it. And then the headlights, I've got power sometimes now. What I had to do was kind of just, you know, work this headlight switch in and out about half a dozen times, and now it works. Well, now it sends power to the dimmer switch, and I will go ahead and replace the dimmer switch because it's a little questionable. I got a new one. Then we'll see if we get any kind of lights out of the thing. That would be helpful. I'm gonna check the fuses and stuff like that too. Put a tranny cooler on it. And then Jess is out getting wheels and tires mounted right now. So as long as those fit, we get all this wrapped up. This car should be driving pretty soon. I figured out the headlights. It's ground issue on them. I got new bulbs. I'll probably throw them in just because. And then I get put the front bumper on. I got to leave the rear off so we can finish the body work on that quarter. But look, this thing is coming along well. It's going to be done here shortly. I'm just going to knock it out. But before I do that, I just want to mention to you guys that, I mean, I've already seen it on the Facebook posts and stuff like that. You know, people are just amazed that this thing is back together. And I guess that's warranted, and I'm very flattered by the kind words. However, look, I'm nothing special, okay? I'm not a great mechanic. I'm not a great body man. I'm not even a very good electrician. I'm not really good at anything. I'm okay at a lot of things. And, but the thing is, what I mean is, I'm not anything special. There's nothing remarkable about anything I've done here. It's basic hand tools. What it comes down to is just grit and the willingness to see something through is where this comes from. And is some of it hack? Sure, but it gets the job done. And we now have a complete car. We have saved a piece of American history. And what my mission for you, should you choose to accept it, is to do this yourself, because you can. Just do it. Try it, okay? Don't let anything stop you. If you have the willpower, and I'm not talking about just cars, I'm talking about anything. You got that one thing you've always like, oh, I'd sure like to do this, then do it. And don't let anything get in the way. That is the essence of being an American as far as I'm concerned. Don't let, well, I hurt, or I'm old, or I'm this or that. Don't worry about that. Go out there and save a piece of history. I want you to go save a car. Go get one. Drag some absolutely derelict, desperate heap of shit out of a junkyard, out of a field, out of a barn. Put that thing back on the road and enjoy history. I put all new headlights in this thing because I can't see at night as good as I used to, and we might be doing some night driving. I'm going to try to get them adjusted half-ass right. Or I'll break the adjuster immediately. Son of a bitch. Ah! Of course. Alright, well, maybe this one? This one needs to... something like that. Let's try to make it straight, at least. Oh, hell, I put the trim back on this side. Well, it's fine. Yep, that's good enough. Alright, well, we got a bumper. And, I still got to work on the tail lights. I don't have any tail lights or brake lights, I don't think. But before I do that, I want to start this thing up. I need to burp the cooling system. Just gonna let it run for a little bit and, see if things start falling off. I have no gauges in this either. Before we hit the road, I will need to put a set of gauges in it. But we could still burp it and see how it's doing. kind of nasty, but it's flowing good. Couple little things we can do. These rocker moldings are not great. They're covered in overspray, but they are better than nothing. And this rocker's kind of boogered up back here. So if we just slide that back, that'll cover that right up. No one will know. And get those on there, and then any minute now we should have wheels, and I hope they fit. We got a problem. These are way too deep, but they are cool, and I don't really have any other options. So we're gonna make them fit. Some persuasion. It's just a little tight. There we go. Now I need that part. Hey.
You can get it on.
Oh. It's clearing. It needs more taken off, but at least it's on.
So you gotta take my body sway and go into the curves.
We may have to.
How much?
None.
Move. Go back to the back corner.
Here?
Yeah. That's moving.
Don't ever want to get your meat stuck in between there. I like to do that. Ooh.
Try pulling the metal. I mean, that's all you can do.
We may have to set it on the ground and get some weight on it.
To see where it's at. Because it's going to be mid-wheel.
That is a lot of back spacing. Come on. Just gotta eliminate most of this and then it'll fit no problem. Yeah, see what you think.
I think it's still going to eat the tire.
Yep, that's plenty. Same as the other side, is it?
Wish you could send. You may end up just putting the other two wheels on there.
This is very tight. Guess we'll see. Might have to change the rear wheels. But at least there's plenty of room for whatever I do put in there. It ain't touching that tire.
Not at all.
It might
I just
be.
worry about this.
I don't think it's gonna move that much. Yeah, maybe you should actually put some weight in it. A couple of people. Might be.
That was that inner fender. That was that inner fender laying there that he
Oh.
had, that's all.
I ran over something. Yeah.
Pretty good, man.
I'm happy with that. I'm gonna take it down the road, see what it feels like. You wanna go?
Yeah.
All right. We got Jesse in the back and Dad, so we could simulate weight. We want to see if those tires are gonna rub with weight. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Shifted. It shifted. It's only got 2 gears. So we're good. It smokes. It smokes pretty good. We just gotta blow the tops out of it. Yeah, I did motor purr it. Hell, it drives good.
I ain't heard a bump yet except for pull up the drive.
Nope. Oh, this turn a little hard. Let's see. I think it's all right.
It ain't touched at all. So at least this side.
Boy, this thing drives great. I didn't even try. It's a gutless old thing, but this car hasn't moved in 40 years or more. It was completely disassembled, and now I can just drive down the road.
I said that too.
Oh, here we go. Ah, yeah, perfect. Everybody we pass is looking at this thing. They're like, oh, look at that. Speedo don't work, but I guess we're probably doing 65, 60. No, also, I want to point out that the back window's still in the car. Oh, I put it in with butyl tape. I don't know, just like GM did. What the hell is blinking?
Right was single from here. When you pull on left.
Yeah.
That's required.
Yeah, I think, well, it only has one position. There's no middle. Something's wrong. I'll hit it with the temp gun and see if it actually is. If that temp center's all busted apart, there ain't no way.
I can't see. You just drove, what, 6, not even 6 miles, 5 miles?
I don't know, it's not very happy. Oop. Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
That or it's cooking off all the antifreeze he blew off earlier, but it looks like it's on the wheel well. Like hitting the fan.
It might have puked. Yeah, she hot. 230.
What the hell?
Well, it was full of shit.
What about the radiators?
150, 140.
Well, then that would be the thermostat.
Oh, hey.
Oh, shit. Well, you know the temp gets worse.
Yeah.
That's a good spot for the bed.
Yes.
It's more protected in there anyway.
Well, it's not boiling. Ratchet strap. I'm going to start it back up, see if it cools off. It is steaming.
Yes. There might be a hole in that radiator.
We thought it might have been leaking earlier, but
Yeah, but you couldn't tell from that or this.
I don't think this actually needs idled up.
No, but for right now it does.
The carb is leaking.
Gas, this is empty.
Carb's leaking everywhere too.
Yeah, it is. I need to go through the carburetor for sure. Yeah, why is it? Is it out of gas?
It may pick back up, but it's totally empty now.
No, you got fuel.
Loading itself up. Temperature light's still on. It tells me it's overheating. It's cooling off. Well, the tip light's still on, so that thing's bullshit. If it's 199, the tip light wouldn't be on. That's normal.
Mechanic at Kmart.
Behold! Nah, it needs gone.
This thing was pumping out of here and just whacked on it and cut the plug.
There's a difference between fuel injection, though. That carburetor's probably never been touched in 50 years. I could drive across the country with it running just like that, and it would be fine. But I can make it better.
That's gas.
Huh?
That's gas. Loaded up.
Oh, it's loading up bad. But there it goes. It's smoothed out.
That's what I'm saying. It's carburetor. There's no oil burning in this car.
It might fix itself. There we go. Aha! 180. Well, it's all right. 94.
Yeah.
So I think getting on it, running it, it probably got over 200. I think this probably turned on the idiot light and then stuck on. So
Well, you can plug it back in.
I'll try it.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, so that means nothing. That's fine. Of all the things that I could have done, I made the idiot lights work in the car. Even the oil pressure light works.
You think there could have just been a big air pocket in it, too?
Yeah, very likely.
Between this and that, you got how much efficiency?
Yeah. No, it's doing a good job. I think I'm going to give it a good chemical flush. As bad as that looked inside, my garden hose flushed it, but that probably ain't enough. I'll give it a good chemical flush. But I'm going to do that next time because I'm sick of working on this for now. So next time you see it, we're going to fix that, whatever that is. I'm sure it's nothing major. And the tail lights, then we'll probably paint it. Then we're going to hit the road, and I'm going to take my honeymoon in this piece of shit. So anyway, we'll see you guys next time on Bull Barn Garage. It's been quite an experience.